Oh, brother. We are motherfuckingly back in the motherfucking gym. Of course we're in the gym. Where else would I be if it's not the fucking gym? Fucking Chuck E. Cheese? Get fucking serious right now. Now, once more in the gym. Again, doing it. Once more. Again, recording 4K. Recording the workout 4K. Workout 4K. So what is today's workout? What do we have in store for today, right? Today, if anybody watched my first video, you might have seen that there's another muscle group that makes your physique stand out. There's one component in the structure that makes it seem more aesthetic than it fucking is. I said on the first video, if you were paying attention, then you would know it's fucking back, right? It's the fucking back. Now, if you were to do like a tier list of aesthetic muscle groups, right? A developed back, the motherfucking V-taper is gotta be S tier, probably high S tier, to be honest. Now, when it comes to aesthetics, right? You know, chest might be an aesthetic muscle group to train, right? But back is an aesthetic muscle group to have. The V-taper is probably one of the S tier components of this structure. So this is what we're gonna be doing in there today. Training for the big ass back. Training for that fucking V-taper. So how are we gonna achieve this, right? If this is the first time you watch one of my videos and you've never seen my Instagram before, for some reason you're here in this video, you're probably thinking, who the fuck is this guy? He's telling me how to be aesthetic when he wears fucking glasses? Alright, chill out for a second. Before you say anything else, here's my fucking credentials, right? This is what I looked like before. And this is what I look like now. When it comes to motherfucking aesthetics, you don't have to be a massive fucking roid head to be able to achieve that. If you train right and you do the right fucking things. It's that freaking simple. Now, how do you achieve it? Let's see. First of all, train to fucking failure. Second of all, train fucking hard. And third of all, listen to fucking hardstyle. What else? What else do you need, bruh? Got me feeling drunk and high. And just really quick before we keep going. We had five motherfucking subscribers on the YouTube channel. Can you believe that, guys? 5 people have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Now, let me tell you something, right? That's more fucking subscribers than any of my past fucking failed YouTube gaming channels that I've done in the course of my life, right? You know, fucking Minecraft, League of Legends gaming channels, fucking variety gaming channels. I've done it all, brother. None of them fucking stick. Anyway, 5 subscribers. Thank you so much for believing in the fucking hardstyle mindset. This is the aesthetic fucking timeline. We're entering the new aesthetic motherfucking timeline. What better way to enter this fucking timeline than to train one of the most fucking aesthetic muscle groups there is? If you have that V-taper and you wear a fucking compression shirt, that's the first and probably most important step to an aesthetic physique. The V-taper. Now, if you're lacking anything else, don't take your fucking shirt off. Develop everything else. Let it catch up to your fucking back. But it's a start, right?
We are all jujutsu sorcerers. As long as we continue to live, our friends who passed away will not truly have been defeated.
Alright, brothers. My camera keeps overheating. So let's make this real quick before we jump in there. We're gonna go in there. Train fucking back. Aesthetic as fuck. Train back. The most aesthetic back workout of all time. Perhaps of all time, right? I don't know if anything's gonna come close to this. I can already envision it with the fucking hardstyle that I was listening to while waiting for the camera to stop being fucking overheating. You know, it's the hardstyle mindset that's fucking making the camera overheat, bro. The vibration is too much for the camera to handle. Technology cannot keep up with such energy. What the fuck am I saying? Anyway, let's go in there and train back like the motherfucking maniacs that we are. And transfer our reality, our timeline into the aesthetic fucking timeline. It is our mission. So let's go ahead and do this shit.
Woke up today, cast blue, and helplessly pretending we'll get better over time. With bars and chains to roll the new.
Bro, somebody explained to me, right? Somebody explained to me why I am the only motherfucker in there that sweats like a fucking pig. Nobody else in there is sweating as much as I am. You know, I don't know if it's like genetic or what, but like I sweat. The second I go in there and I touch a dumbbell, I just start sweating, bro. It's probably the fucking hardstyle that I'm listening to, that I'm consuming. It's destroying my fucking sweating glands in my pituitary gland or some shit. It's warm as fuck in here. But yeah, man, I was just going over the footage of the posing. Holy fuck. Sometimes I look like, I don't know, dude. Sometimes I look like I'm the fucking prodigy of lifting, and sometimes I look like a fucking flat waste of space, you know? I guess it's all about, perception. You know, your self-perception. The way you perceive yourself. Now that we're on the topic of perception, let's dive deep into the idea of how you want to be perceived by others, right? Because, you know, there's these people in the world, and I can talk about them because I used to be one of them, right? There's these people in the world that they know they have to change something about themselves. They know that something inside of them has to change for them to become something different, you know? To be able to experience a different reality, a different lifestyle or whatever. So these people, they know they have to change something about them, right? But the thing is, they go about it the wrong way. They change something externally. Something that other people can perceive immediately. It's an immediate shift of perception that other people can immediately identify, right? I'll give you some examples, because I used to be one of these people that knew something had to change, but I didn't know it was something inside that had to change, right? Or maybe I did, but I didn't want to put in the hard work to make it happen. What this type of people do is they change something in their appearance. They change something outside of themselves and not the lens that they see the world with. To make it easier for you to identify these people is the people with fucking pink hair, green hair, fucking blue hair, and I could go even deeper than that. As soon as you see them, they stand out. As soon as you see somebody with pink hair, this is just an example, right? I can talk about it because I used to be one of them, one of those people that changed something externally instead of changing something within. When I was growing up, before I ever started lifting, before I ever took the gym seriously, I grew my hair out and I looked like a fucking idiot. And all my family and friends, they told me, brother, cut your fucking hair, you look like an idiot. You look fucking terrible. What the fuck are you doing? But I didn't listen to them. Why? Because I wanted people to notice that I changed somehow, right? So my way of making people notice my change was by growing my hair and letting people notice, oh, this guy, he's different than he was before. And I was thinking about this the other day that I went on a walk without any music, without nothing. And then this person was driving and they had really loud fucking music. And I saw inside of the car and the individual in there had fucking green hair. All right. This person wanted to be noticed like this, like effortlessly, right? They wanted to be noticed effortlessly. And you know, when you say, oh, this guy does this effortlessly, sometimes it's a good thing. But in this case, there was no effort behind how they were perceived by other people. You know, this person pulls up with loud ass fucking music and green fucking hair. You say, oh, this guy is obnoxious as fuck. That's the first thing that you think. You don't go ahead and think, oh, they probably worked really hard to achieve that fucking green hair. No, it's the first thing that you point out on them. Green fucking hair, loud ass fucking music. Let's get back to me so I can talk about my personal experience. I wanted fucking long hair so people around me, people that knew me for years, but they hadn't seen me in quite a while, they would see me now without much effort. Now I would have long fucking hair. This guy changed. He's different than he was before. He has long fucking hair. I wanted people to perceive that there was something different with me. I want to be perceived differently by the world that I was changing. When you focus on just changing something about yourself like this, something that can be changed, you know, from one day to another, there's no effort behind it. You know, people see that and they are like, oh, there's something different about him. There's something different about this person. But there's no power. It wasn't achieved through any kind of effort. And you know, these kind of people and myself, we were perceived. In a room full of people, we stand out. But for the wrong reasons, right? We would stand out as, you know, I was the guy with long fucking hair. Everybody else had short hair. Every other guy. Or this person has fucking pink hair. This person stands out over everybody else. But it's for the wrong fucking reasons. You know, there's no effort behind that. There's no fucking energy put out into the world. There's no energy fucking put out into yourself to be able to achieve a change, a change of worthiness. Do you know what I'm trying to fucking say? I can tell you right now, ever since I started to make a change within myself, towards the person that I want to become one day, that's when I actually started seeing a change in my reality, in my world. I don't really care about how others perceive me anymore. I couldn't give less of a shit about how others perceive me. And since I don't give a shit anymore about how I'm perceived, I only care about my perception of myself. And if you're one of these people that want to stand out and you're gonna say, yeah, there's something different within me. I'm so different than everybody else. But no, you didn't make any effort to change yourself. Yeah, your hair is fucking weird now and obnoxious to look at, but there's no difference within yourself, bro. And that's what I want you to understand. Back in the day, I wanted people to perceive that something had changed within me. I was different than everybody else because I had long fucking hair. That's the thing that made me different, right? Once I realized that it's not about changing how others perceive you, but changing how you perceive yourself. And that's when you actually fucking find a change within your life, within your reality. You see everything with a different lens. And once you start seeing yourself like that, your whole vision of reality changes. Your whole world changes, right? Like I've always said, everything is in your goddamn mind. Once you start looking within it, within yourself, is when you can truly make a change in your life. Not only your life, but your reality. Anyway, that was a huge fucking tangent. Oh my goodness, bruh. What can I say, right? Aesthetic fucking back workout and then a fucking philosophical talk about changing your perception of yourself and becoming better. Is there anything else to say now? Well, almost at 1.2k followers on Instagram. That's fucking crazy, dude. I remember I was looking at some fucking screenshots that I took like a year ago. I was on fucking 33 followers. It is actually possible to grow with fucking consistency. It might take a while, but it happens very slowly, but it fucking happens. Alright? Now, that was it. There's nothing more to say. I'm gonna go edit this video. So, stay safe, stay chasing aesthetics, the aesthetic lifestyle, and stay chasing your dreams. See you guys on the next one. Now, just as I was driving, I got this, I thought about this idea, right, that links perfectly with what I was just saying, right? I had to park and everything, just to tell you this, that once there's that shift within your mindset, within yourself, then everything, now your reality becomes a mirror of what you have inside of you. And then that gets reflected to the outside. And now that's the change that you were looking for, right? It took a while to find it, but it wasn't as easy as just changing the color of your hair or, growing your hair out or getting a fucking face tattoo or some shit, right? Something that takes no effort. But once you actually go within yourself and you work on yourself, then there's a shift within your reality and what you have inside of you is mirrored in the outside. And that is the change that you have to strive for. And we're all striving for day in and day out.